Well, I'm available and I'm the chairman and CEO of AST Space Mobile. We're a space-based asset manufacturer that monetize by connecting people around the world to regular handsets.
Let's talk about exactly how your technology works.
Simplest way to explain it is how users get access to it. Anywhere in the planet where there is no regular connectivity, you will get a text message to your phone. In the text message, it's going to ask you, do you want to be connected to a space mobile because you don't have regular connectivity? You say yes, and then you become a subscriber without any app, without any frequency change, without any special phone, without nothing other than your regular phone you have in your pocket.
How is this different from past attempts?
The problem for some of those attempts is if you need a special terminal, if you need an antenna or you need a special device, a special phone, then that advantage can get kind of diminished because now you have the friction. Yes, you can access it anywhere, but you need a special terminal to get to get to it.
Starlink, how is this different from Starlink?
This is a system that connects directly to the cell phone. Starlink is a system to provide a lot of capacity into an antenna. I mean, one of the big advantages that we have with our technology and with our architecture, this is a cellular-based system. So we are not reinventing the wheel with how operators operate cellular networks. We use the old mobility system that they use. We use the same equipment that they use. We maintain the core infrastructure that they use. So we piggyback in the trillions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars that they invest in R&D and technology and basically applying to space.
What is the actual capability, the breakthrough that enables you to use that phone to talk to and to communicate with a distant object in space?
Connecting phones to distant objects in space is nothing new. We're not going to, and I have it in the other direction here, but this kind of system has been out there for the last 25 years. And there's a lot of that which we take advantage of it, and all that heritage that had been developed over decades, and basically transform it in a way that now we can connect to a regular phone. But in essence, at the end of the day, it's a very large array in space that fly low, that have enough power and enough sensitivity to connect directly to a handset. So the way that I try to explain in a lemon way is you either had a system, a phone, or that is listening very hard with with a big antenna, with a brick type of power, or you had a satellite that is transmitting louder connecting to a regular phone. And that's in essence what we do.
Question related to this, how you handle backhaul, how you get data back into the telco core system.
The system have two ways to connect back to the cell phone. One is using the spectrum of the operator. So when the phone connects to space, it connects directly in the frequencies that the phone is built at. We didn't want to change the phone because there are 5 billion phones. So we don't touch the phone in any way. The frequency of the phone connect to our satellite. Then from the satellite, we had a satellite allocated spectrum. In this case, it's B-band that connect to the gateways to give you a sense. But the gateway is the interconnection point with the operator. And a lot of our IP and technology is at that point that allowed us to basically don't touch the phone in any way. It's a standard phone. Don't touch the infrastructure of the operator. Is their standard infrastructure that they use for the core business. And, but in that gateway, which is basically an antenna, a couple of antennas connecting to our satellite, is where we interconnect to their core.
You've got Elon Musk, tens of thousands of satellites. You seem to need only a few hundred, but even with the thousands that Starlink has, it still seems like there's not a stable level of connection. So how do you address that?
Well, the satellites are large. I mean, the other satellites, they need thousands or up of many hundreds of them. Our satellites are large. The satellite that we're launching this year is a 1.5-ton satellite. It's the size of a pickup truck. And the reason why it's large because there's no magic. You need power to connect to this thing. And that's the difference. That's why we don't need the antenna. So that's the way that we maintain a stable connection to a regular handset.
Could AST's tech eventually be used as primary service, bypassing other cellular companies?
We have access to 1.3 billion subscribers through the agreements and partnerships that we have in place today. A significant portion of that are mutually binding, means we are protecting a significant portion of the cellular market already. And we are dividing, to answer your question, we're dividing the market in two. People like us on the phone that move in and out of connectivity, but also half of the world population that do not have internet on their phone. So there's a significant opportunity, which is global, and this will be a primary service. This will be the service.
You had told us previously that you had not even considered any other avenue outside of a SPAC, and we've talked about that a lot, obviously, today. So I would love for you to expand upon that a little bit more, please.
It has been a conjunction of things that really had accelerated for us to do what we're doing. I mean, regulatory, government support, financial availability is one that is very, very important. And that became available through this vehicle. And Scott and the rest of the panelists also talk about one of the major risks of new ideas is, are you going to be funded? And in our case, we're retiring that completely by being able to get to revenue and cash flow positive with this transaction through an SPAC. For us, I think we had a lot of good momentum in all of these aspects. It coincides with a perfect timing of where we are in our technology development. And, we think that we have, even that is for a space-based system, something that is imminent. We have our launch this year, Flowbook Blocker 3. We start launching for our revenue-bearing satellites next year. So by the second half of next year. So that all make it coincide and for ourselves, for myself, which I financed this company personally at the beginning, and for my investors and partners, Vodafone, Rakuten, and American Tower, which are they doing this side with us to go this route. Not all SPACs are created equal. And I mean, in our case in particular, in many of the SPACs coming into market, we had the pipe. In our case, we had the largest wireless company in the world, the largest tower company in the world, the largest cell phone manufacturer in the world. So they did the diligence. I mean, they did it for years. In our case, we have been working for over 2 years with Vodafone, the largest cell phone operator around the world, with 640 million subscribers. They know what they're getting into. So when you see SPAC, you see a pipe, you see that SPAC with a pipe that was overbooked, like in our case, by strategic, but also by financial investors. That puts things in a completely different light. So we are a lot of certainty here in our transaction, and we're running smooth into closing.